They were told that you both can eat and drink wherever you want in paradise, but do not go near that tree. So, as a part of the test of Adam, Iblis was also allowed to stay there. After a while, Iblis came to Adam and said, Allah has forbidden you from this tree only because you may become angels or you may not stay here forever. Then he swore to both of them and said, No doubt I am your well-wisher. Satan deceived both of them. First, he told Adam to eat, but Adam did not disobey Allah. He swore to Allah and did not eat from the tree. Then Satan went to the air and whispered into his ears. The air ate a fruit. When nothing happened, he came to Adam and said, I have eaten it, and nothing happened, you also eat. Then Adam forgot his promise, and he also ate from the tree. As soon as the fruit came down from his throat, his clothes suddenly fell apart. His eyelids opened, and he felt ashamed. He tried to cover himself of a fig tree. After that, Allah punished all of them, including Iblis, and put them on the ground and said, All of you, go down to the ground. You are enemies of each other and for you. There is no place and benefit in the earth for you. This was the story of the nation and creation of Adam and the devil of Izazil, Iblis. In the end, the condition of Satan was really sad. He fell from a high and special place and reached the lowest level and became Iblis. From that moment, he was never of Adam, because he knew that he would never be forgiven. He accepted deep hatred for humanity and became an enemy who promised to misguide him. For this purpose, he considered every trap to be permissible. As a result, after falling and becoming Iblis, he used others towards him to deceive humans and to remove him from truth. There is a secret hidden in the silence where there is no limit to time, nor is there a limit to distances. Light and shadow are facing each other. The battle of obedience and rebellion is about to be decided. Someone bowed his head, someone refused, and thus a story was born which changed the course of the universe. This is a moment when fate turned for first time, and even today its echo is heard after centuries. Humans were not yet born. There was a nation on Earth which was completely different from today's humans. In the beginning they lived in peace, but as time passed they strayed from the path of righteousness. They believe that they have the right to commit all kinds of atrocities, and thus the story of oppression and oppression began. Finally, a divine decision was announced. Allah sent an army of angels. Some believing jinn also joined that army, and one of them was a guide for the believers. He held a high position among the angels. He even had the knowledge to teach the angels. He led the army of angels who fought for justice. Finally, victory was achieved and peace was established on earth. He established an empire. But this story will surprise you, because this was the life of Satan before he was cursed. In this video, you'll see the unknown life before his rebellion. Wherever you go in the world, you'll find a special satanic character in every civilization. His job is to deceive people. For example, in Greek stories, Hades. In Zoroastrianism, Ahriman. In ancient Egypt, Seth. In Kabbalah, Samuel. In Jewish and Christian sources, Izazil. In Syriani tradition, Azazel. And in Arab's Harith. No matter what the name is, there is a similar character in all religions. So how did this character become so common in all civilizations? Let's go back to the early years of creation. We are going to a time when Azazel had not yet become Satan, when he was among the angels and even taught them knowledge. Before the creation of Adam, Allah created a creature called Jahan on earth. After Jahan, Allah created the jinn, because Iblis was one of the jinn. We know about Jahan from this verse. No doubt, we created man from the hard, dry mud of the desert. And before that, we created Jahan from the fire. In Christian and Jewish sources, Satan is presented as a fallen angel. But this is not correct in Islam. Satan is not an angel because the Quran clearly tells us that Iblis was one of the jinn. And remember the time when we told the angels to worship Adam. They all worshipped except Iblis. He was one of the jinn. He disobeyed his Lord's command. What does Iblis mean? The word Iblis means disappointed or hopeless. This name was given to him later. His first name was Azazel. It is said that his face was extremely beautiful, and he was shining like an angel. Jahan lived in the sky. Here, the sky means another planet, another galaxy, or another world, which we cannot understand. Later, he wished to live on earth and prayed for it. He promised to follow the commandments of Allah. And for thousands of years, he lived on earth like humans and jinn. His goal was to worship and recognize his creator. Every soul was given free will. It is said that Jahan tribe had 70,000 tribes. For a long time, they worshipped Allah. But as time passed, they became misguided. They began to commit atrocities and rebelled. Then Allah sent a messenger to them. They were the people of Amir bin Umar. They martyred him. Then they martyred the other prophets who came after them. Then Allah sent an army of angels to fight against the corrupted nation of jinn. Iblis, meaning Azazel, was leading it. That army defeated the rebels and took them out of the land. The Quran says, O group of jinn and humans, did not a messenger come to you from among yourselves who would recite to you my verses and frighten you with the coming of that day? After that, the responsibility of the earth was entrusted to the jinn. Allah made a group of angels and appointed Azazel over them and the jinn. At that time, Azazel was very busy in worship. He worshipped more than all the jinn. His sincere worship was not ignored. By the command of Allah, Azazel was lifted to the heavens. It is said that he stayed at every level of the sky for 300 years. Azazel continued his worship there. Due to his deep and extreme devotion, Azazel's rank reached the level of the jinn. It is said that he stayed in heaven for 300 years. Therefore, Satan was one of those who were close to Allah. The rank that Satan achieved was a very high and respectable rank. Allah has mentioned it. Since that time, Azazel has been present in both the heavens and the earth. All the angels praised him. They took advantage of his deep knowledge and participated in his lessons. Once, some angels were reciting in the iron. They saw a letter in which it was written that his wrath will be sent down on a very close servant of Allah, and he will be removed from his station. They immediately went to Azazel. When Azazel saw that the angels were sad, he asked the reason. They told him what was recited in the iron and asked him to pray, so that this trouble does not fall on them. Azazel replied, "This trouble is not for us or for you. I have been reading this letter for years and have not told anyone." The angels insisted that he should pray. Then Azazel raised his hand and said, "O Lord, save him from this disaster." But because of his pride, he did not think that this might be about himself. There was no fear in his heart at all. In another narration, it is stated that Satan looked at the iron. He saw what was written there. He asked, "O Lord, who is Satan?" Allah said, "He is my servant. I give him many blessings, but he does not obey my command. So I humiliate him and remove him." Iblis said, "O Lord, show him to me. I will destroy him." Allah replied, "You will see him soon." Because of Iblis's high position, he had a special privilege of being in both heaven and earth. This special status began to make him feel proud. He began to think in his heart, "If I want, I will be in heaven or on earth. Whenever I want, both the jinn and the angels are under my command." At this point, Azazel began to become Satan, because Allah knows well what is hidden in the hearts. He wanted to show the angels the hidden thoughts in Azazel's heart. This gives us an important lesson. Man should not rely solely on his worship or high position, and he should never be proud. Allah said to the angels, "And remember the time when your Lord said to the angels, 'I am going to make my place on earth.' They said, 'Will you make a place in it that will cause disorder and bloodshed?' Although we glorify you with praise and declare your purity." When Azazel heard that a new creature will be created on earth, he became worried. The angels thought, if a new creature is going to be created, it means that the earth will be given to that new creature from us. At first, Azazel thought, this new creature will be full of light like the angels, and it will be under my command. It will always obey me. But this did not happen. And when he finally understood that Allah will certainly create a new creature, Azazel thought, just as he had first driven the life of the people out of the earth, now he will also drive this new creature away from his army. The Quran says, "And remember the time when your Lord said to the angels, 'I am going to create man from the rotten dust.'" When Satan heard this, he began to think, if this new creature is being created from the earth, then the earth is still mine, because I was born from the fire, and it is being born from the earth. The fire is greater than the earth. The fire is the most powerful of all elements, while the earth is the weakest. Iblis thought so. In his opinion, the one who had the highest rank was more worthy. But this was the result of his arrogance and crooked thinking. Allah created Adam from the earth. His appearance had never been seen before. The angels and Azazel came to see him. His height reached from the earth to the sky. Iblis kept circling around Adam's body, in which the soul had not yet been placed. He examined him in detail. Then he entered the mouth of Adam and roamed all over his body. He saw that this new creature was very weak, but still he could not accept it. Such a weak and helpless creature will remain on earth. Allah knew the hidden arrogance and secret plans in Satan's heart, and the time had come for the soul to be placed in Adam. He is the one who created death and life, so that you may test who among you does good deeds, and who is great and forgiving. After this incident, the soul was placed in Adam. The soul entered his mouth and reached his entire body. From where it passed, it filled the body with flesh and bones. Then Allah gave him a straight face and placed a soul in it. And he made ears, eyes, and a heart for you, so that you may be grateful. You are very ungrateful. Allah made Adam from clay and called him Ru, and he came into existence. We do not know the reality of the soul, because the Quran tells us that very little knowledge has been given about it. And, O beloved, we ask you about the real state of the soul. You say, the soul is by the command of my Lord and his knowledge, and you have been given very little of the knowledge. It is narrated in a hadith that the soul entered the head of Adam. When it reached his eyes, nose, and mouth, Adam sneezed. Gabriel stood next to him and said, "O Adam, Say Alhamdulillah. Adam said, Alhamdulillah. Then Allah said, O my servant, my mercy is with you. When the soul reached his eyes, Adam opened them and saw the fruits of paradise. When he saw all the different fruits, he felt hungry, and he wanted to eat immediately. But the soul had not yet reached his feet. He was still in the form of clay, so he could not stand. Then Gabriel said, O Adam, do not hurry. As Allah says in the Quran, man is always in a hurry. Until that moment, Izazil had not yet become Satan. The angels were unaware of the thoughts hidden in his heart. Then came the time when Adam sat on the throne of honor, and Allah called out to all the angels. All the angels prostrated except Iblis. And remember the time when we told the angels to prostrate Adam. All of them prostrated except Iblis. He was one of the angels. He disobeyed the commandment of his Lord. This prostration was not for the worship of Adam, because worship is only for Allah. It was like we Muslims go to the Kaaba. The purpose was only to obey the commandment of Allah. Because Izazil did not prostrate, he became one of the disbelievers. Then Allah did not call him Izazil, but called him Iblis and said, O Iblis, what has stopped you from the commandment that you did not prostrate to this being whom I have made with both my hands? Have you begun to be arrogant, or have you begun to consider yourself high? Iblis replied, I am better than this. You have created me with fire and made me with earth. He refused to prostrate. Then Allah said, Get out of here. You are rejected, and I curse you till the day of judgment. Iblis had done what he wanted, and there was no salvation for him. When he was about to perish, Iblis made the last request. O my Lord, give me time till the day of judgment. Allah said, Go, you have time. Iblis said, after the refusal of prostration on which you have made me, i.e., you reveal the evil of my soul, I will also sit for you on the straight path of these people for their sins and evils. Then I will come to them from their head, from behind them, from their right, and from their left, and you will not be grateful for your ungratefulness. Allah said, Now you are disgraced, and get out of this paradise. On whomsoever you will follow from among these people, I will surely fill hell with you. According to Iblis, the words of the verse Muslim and Madar, Zalal and Uswa, mean that Satan was deprived of his beautiful appearance and angelic appearance. Here it is necessary to clarify one thing. Some people claim that Satan argued with Allah or challenged him, but this was not an argument. Here we are looking at a man who was questioned. He was taken out of Allah's blessings and humiliated. Later, Adam was presented with the fruits of paradise. After eating the fruit, he fell asleep. When Adam was sleeping, Allah created the air on his left side. O people, fear your Lord who created you from Adam and made you his pair. And he spread many men and women from both of them in the world. From that moment, Adam and the air were kept in paradise.